Let's go through a small collection of Las Vegas entertainers and celebrities. Here we have Wayne Newton with his first wife. Next we have Suzanne Somers. I believe she was playing at the, let's take a look, the Desert Inn. Yeah, Suzanne Somers playing at the Desert Inn, 1986. The DI. Now who do we have here? She looks like an angel, says the Flamingo. Angel Sessions, playing at the Flamingo. Here we have Siegfried and Roy collecting some awards. Next we have Marie, the Mistress of Magic. The prettiest magician you've ever seen. And then the showgirl, Janice Marie Harrington. The showgirl, she was at the Tropicana. Next we have a celebrity who came to one of the big boxing matches. I believe it was 1993 outdoor arena at Caesar's Palace. The Alexis Arguello Aaron Pryor fight. Jack Nicholson. And then we have Rod Steiger, personal photograph in Las Vegas. Now we're going to go to some of the executives in Las Vegas, the ones who book all the big celebrities. Here we have William Weinberger. He was a big executive with Caesar's Palace. Here he is on an elephant. Some never before seen photos from the Las Vegas silver years. We won't call this the golden years. We'll call them the silver years. 70s, 80s. Weinberger on an elephant. There's Sig Sackowitz. I kind of like this picture because this guy doesn't look too happy. One of the guys in the background doesn't look too happy standing behind an elephant. Next we have Morris Schenker. He's the man responsible for facilitating all the over $200 million to build the casinos. Him and his wife. Here we have Del Webb. He built the Mint. Del Webb, standing beside Robert Johnson. Now here we have Jack Jones. This is a press release from the DI. Singer-songwriter Jack Jones. This is 1988. Now who do we have here? This is Max Maven. Max Maven. Then we move along to the Landmark. The Landmark shut down in the 80s. This is Stephanie Webb. So let's see a picture of Stephanie Webb, one of the entertainers at the Landmark. And then again we have Siegfried and Roy. Not sure who the young lady is. And another picture of Siegfried and Roy. That man looks familiar. Can't put my finger on it in the middle. And then we have Fielding West. Nanette White Trio playing at the Imperial Palace. Nanette White Trio playing at the Imperial Palace at the Kabuki Lounge. So there's a picture. And here we have Rip Taylor. Now Rip Taylor is played in probably almost every casino in Las Vegas. But here is a press release from the Flamingo Hilton. And then we have Ginji James. She was a singer Ginji James. Suzanne Somers as a boy, dressed up with a boy's haircut. And again we have Siegfried and Roy. Now this actress, she's a pretty famous actress here. Now again, going back to probably the 70s, to the Landmark. We're going back to the Landmark Hotel and Casino again. This is Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers at the Landmark Casino. And then we have Mickey Rooney with Dorothy Sipoora. Dorothy Sipoora. January Jones. Now here's a nice letter from January Jones, 1975, saying she will be on the Johnny Carson show and then at the Flamingo. You got to realize that she was a singer. Now the show you're watching today, the Mad Men show, has the modern day January Jones. She would be the actress, not to be confused with this lady who was a singer back in the 60s and 70s. Kind of curious that they have the same name. But anyhow, here's the original January Jones. This picture may go back to the 60s, and then she was a regular in Las Vegas into the 70s. Now, Tony Zoppi from the Riviera was a legend, and he would put out press releases when he booked the big stars, and Tony Zoppi booked many, the biggest of the biggest stars. Here's a press release when he has booked Kenny Rogers. A copy from Zoppi, the Riviera, for immediate release. These would go all out to paper people, publicity, mainstream media people. Then we have here Maurice Hines. Maurice was the brother of Gregory Hines. They were dancers. Here is a press release. He's playing at the Flamingo Hilton. Playing at the Flamingo. This was a singing group. The photograph's a little damaged. Part of a singing group in Las Vegas. And then we go to 1983. Bethany Owens from 1983, The Dunes. This pretty young lady was playing at the Dunes. Let's take a look at her. Bethany Owens. She would do impressions of Barbra Streisand, Cher, Edith Bunker, and Marilyn Monroe at the Dunes new musical, Dream Street. Now what do we have here? Jekyll and Hyde. This was the Jekyll and Hyde team. They played at the DI. Another shot of Jekyll and Hyde playing at the Desert Inn. And then we have Phyllis Kelly. She has to be the prettiest of the bunch. Yes, Phyllis is amazing. She was part of Kelly and Company, and she played at Caesar's Palace. Stunning beauty. She was an opening act for David Copperfield. Here's another picture of Kelly, and then with the band. I believe they played at the Cleopatra Barge in Caesar's Palace, which is still there. One of the only old-time lounges left in Las Vegas. The Cleopatra Lounge is still in action today. If you go there today, they have an act playing there during the weekends. Now this lady would have been, what's her name? Calamity Jane. Now she played all around, not only Reno, but she played in Vegas, I believe. Calamity Jane. And then we'll close out with Sig Sackowitz in the 1970s at the Frontier Hotel. Sig Sackowitz at the Frontier Hotel with Miss Rodeo Queen. I think it's 1973.